Before we talk about what Atlas is, we need to talk about when something could arrive, because the biggest mistake people make when imagining alien contact is assuming it would be immediate, dramatic, and obvious. Space does not work that way, and intelligence does not work that way either. If any object or probe separated from Atlas near its closest approach to Earth on December 19th, 2025 and travelled toward us using realistic propulsion comparable to advanced probes rather than science fiction engines, the arrival would not happen days later. It would happen weeks or months later. At velocities of 30 to 50 kilometers per second, already far beyond most current interplanetary missions, the transit time from Atlas's distance to Earth would be measured in roughly 60 to 100 days. That places any realistic arrival window between mid-February and late March, possibly extending into April. That timing matters because it comes after attention fades, after headlines disappear, after most people stop watching. If Atlas represented intelligence, arriving late would not be a delay, it would be camouflage. With that timeline in mind, rewind to the beginning. In mid-2025, astronomers detect a faint, fast-moving object entering the solar system. Its trajectory immediately stands out. It is hyperbolic, meaning it is not bound to the sun. It did not form here, and it will not return. It is passing through once and leaving forever. It is designated 3I/Atlas, the third confirmed interstellar object ever observed visiting our system. Only 2 had been seen before. From the moment it is identified, Atlas compresses time. It is moving at roughly 60 kilometers per second relative to the sun, far faster than ordinary comets bound by gravity. This speed means humanity encounters Atlas already deep into its journey. There is no opportunity for long-term preparation and no realistic chance to intercept it. If Atlas were a platform or carrier of any kind, this speed would be ideal, minimizing observation time and limiting response. Geometry deepens the unease. Interstellar space allows objects to arrive from any direction. There is no natural preference for the plane of the planets. Yet Atlas arrives tilted only a few degrees from the ecliptic, the same plane where Earth, Mars, and the other planets orbit, and it does so while moving retrograde against the direction of planetary motion. This does not prove intent, but it is statistically uncommon. The ecliptic is not just a flat disk, it is the lane where planetary encounters occur. It is where you pass if you want proximity to worlds. Random debris does not need this alignment. Purposeful traversal benefits from it. As Atlas moves inward, telescopes around the world lock onto it. It becomes clear this is the brightest and largest interstellar visitor ever observed. Estimates suggest a nucleus possibly several kilometers across, far larger than previous interstellar objects. It displays a coma and tail, indicating active outgassing, and many observers quickly label it a comet. But a category is not an explanation. As data accumulates, Atlas begins to behave in ways that push beyond what astronomers consider typical. Its jet activity is complex, persistent, and multi-directional. Rather than brief, chaotic venting tied cleanly to solar heating, Atlas shows prolonged, structured emissions. Dust features appear in configurations that include sunward-facing components, sometimes called anti-tails, which are rare and require specific conditions to persist. These effects can have natural explanations, but they are not routine. They place Atlas at the extreme edge of known comet behavior rather than the center. Attention then shifts to Mars, because Mars has the closest vantage point of the encounter. In early October 2025, Atlas passes within roughly 29 million kilometers of the red planet, closer than it comes to any other planet. Multiple Mars orbiters observe it, including Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter and the European Space Agency's Trace gas orbiter. NASA's MAVEN spacecraft also observes Atlas, detecting ultraviolet emissions consistent with hydrogen produced when sunlight breaks apart water vapor in the coma. MAVEN was built to study Mars's upper atmosphere, not interstellar visitors, but it becomes an unexpected witness to a traveler from another star. Later that year, MAVEN stops responding. NASA reports loss of contact on December 6th, 2025, and recovery attempts are unsuccessful at that time. Public mission updates describe the spacecraft as unresponsive. No official link is made between MAVEN's loss of contact and Atlas, and no causation is claimed here, but timing matters. In any serious analysis, a witness that goes silent after an encounter becomes part of the narrative, whether we want it to or not. Coincidence does not prove intent, but it does not erase unease. As Atlas continues its passage, additional anomalies emerge. Spectral data reveal unusual chemical ratios in the coma, including elevated carbon dioxide relative to water and an atypical nickel to iron balance in detected material. These findings do not require an artificial explanation, but they suggest formation conditions, unlike those of most comets originating in our own solar system. Nickel-heavy signatures are uncommon and naturally evoke associations with metallic processes, even though nature can produce strange chemistry under extreme conditions. Atlas also emits X-rays when interacting with the solar wind, becoming the first interstellar object observed to do so. This confirms Atlas is not inert. It is actively interacting with our star at high energy levels. As December approaches, Atlas reaches its closest approach to Earth on December 19th, 2025, at a distance of approximately 270 million kilometers, far by everyday standards, but close in astronomical terms for an interstellar visitor. This is the final opportunity for observation before Atlas exits the inner solar system on a trajectory that ensures it will never return. Public interest peaks and then fades. Atlas recedes into darkness. Most narratives end here, but this is where the most important questions begin. If something separated from Atlas near closest approach and moved toward Earth using controlled propulsion, it would not arrive immediately. Spaceflight is governed by energy efficiency, not urgency. Human missions to Mars take 6 to 9 months because spacecraft follow orbital mechanics rather than straight lines. A smaller probe with continuous thrust could shorten that timeline, but even at 50 kilometers per second, arrival would take roughly 60 days. At 30 kilometers per second, closer to 100 days. That places any realistic arrival window after the flyby, when attention has already shifted elsewhere. Detection would not be guaranteed. Our sensors are optimized for known threats, known signals, and known behaviors. We search for narrow-band radio transmissions because they are easy to identify, but silence is not evidence of absence. An advanced probe would have no reason to broadcast, no reason to announce itself, and no reason to reveal intent. If the objective were observation, silence would be the most efficient approach. Detection is often imagined as easy, but it is not. Space is noisy. Orbits are crowded. Data is fragmented across civilian, military, and commercial systems. An anomaly seen by one sensor may never be correlated with another. A subtle orbital change may be dismissed as noise. A thermal signature may be attributed to reflection. A transient radar return may be filtered out. Hiding does not require invisibility. It requires blending into irrelevance. Probability adds discomfort. Interstellar objects are not expected to be rare. Many likely pass through undetected. Atlas stands out because it is large, bright, and conveniently placed for observation, but probability cuts both ways. If natural interstellar debris is common, then most will never be noticed. And if interstellar technology exists, then a single detected object is not an outlier. It is a sample. The question is not why we have seen 3. The question is how many we have missed. Viewed this way, Atlas occupies a region of probability that demands scrutiny. Scrutiny is not belief. It is refusing to dismiss anomalies simply because they are uncomfortable. Now step back and ask why this matters. It matters because humanity is entering a phase where detection capability is increasing faster than understanding. We gather more data than ever before, but our interpretive frameworks remain conservative. We assume nature first, coincidence second, error third. Those assumptions are often correct, but they also delay recognition when something genuinely new appears. Atlas may be extraordinary and natural, and that alone would be profound, proving interstellar exchange is real and that planetary systems are not isolated. If material can cross between stars, then biology eventually can too. And if Atlas was not entirely natural, if it represented technology, then the implications are even larger, not invasion or threat, but observation and assessment, the kind of contact that happens before communication, not after. This brings us back to intelligence in its truest sense. Intelligence is not dominance. It is awareness, restraint, and compassion. And while we look outward, we must not forget what intelligence demands here on Earth. At Shed Show Talk, we explore cosmic mysteries, but we also believe intelligence must be measured by how we treat life that depends on us. That is why we support Almost Home Canine Rescue. Almost Home operates in the far north, where abandoned dogs do not survive without shelter. These animals are not inconvenienced by cold. They are killed by it. Without warmth, food, and medical care, they die. There are no backup systems and no second chances. The only reason these dogs live is because someone chooses to help. Donations are not optional. They are survival. Almost Home rescues dogs pulled from freezing conditions, neglect, and abandonment, and gives them warmth, treatment, and a chance at life. This audience is global, and that matters, because distance does not limit compassion. Donations fund shelter, transport, food, and medicine. They turn certain death into survival. Now return to the sky one final time. Atlas has left the inner solar system and will never return. Whether it was an extraordinary natural object or something more deliberate, it has already done its work by forcing us to confront uncertainty. The most important part of this story is not the flyby, it is what happens after, in the quiet months when no one is paying attention. February, March, April. If anything arrived, it would not announce itself. It would arrive quietly, patiently, and without spectacle. Atlas came from another star, crossed our system once, passed Mars, was observed by spacecraft, and left unresolved questions in its wake. Maybe it was a comet, but it did not behave like the comets we are used to. It carried too many edge cases, too many statistical oddities, too many moments where coincidence piled on coincidence. In a universe this vast, coincidence is not comforting. It is an invitation to keep watching. The universe does not reveal its secrets loudly. It reveals them slowly, subtly, and often when we are distracted. Keep your eyes on the sky, keep your attention on the timeline, and while we look outward, do not forget the lives here on Earth that depend on us. This is Paul signing off. Stay safe.